Hey there, traders and investors. It's Rod with Power Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth for another daily market recap. Today is a recap for Tuesday, June 8th. I hope you are well today. And in today's video, as the topic of the day, we're going to be discussing EHang Holdings. So ticker symbol EH. It has been on an absolute tear for the last 3 days after confirming a daily bull flag, up about 50% in 3 days. So I know a lot of people in our group have been looking into this one, and shout out to Danny in our group who had an awesome trade on this one. And before we jump into this chart, we're going to go over some news and events on the day like we normally do, and then we'll go over the broader market. I'll put some timestamps in the description below as well. But going to do the MJ video review in this video, as well as I have a dentist appointment to run to after this. So before we jump in, make sure to smash the like and subscribe to the channel. So EHang is a autonomous aerial vehicle technology platform company, and they trade on the NASDAQ, so you can check out their website for a bit more information on them. But just for the purpose of this video, going to do some technical analysis, not going to do a deep dive or anything like that, or any due diligence, but I'll let you do your own due diligence on your own time, and still doing some myself as well, so maybe a future video to come. But again, I'll put some timestamps. We'll go through some news and events here first. So Trudeau urged by the US and Canada business to open border this month. So starting to look promising, and looks like we could be on the tail end of it, and a return to normalcy. Mortgage surge pushes Canada consumer debt to 2.1 trillion, and also Fastly says that it fixed the outage from earlier that took down swath of the internet companies. So we had major news networks like New York Times, Bloomberg News that were down because of that outage. So good to see that that was resolved in a timely manner. Bitcoin extends losses and falling below 32,000 after US seizes most of the colonial ransom. So they seized on Monday, they seized 2.3 million in Bitcoin paid to a hacker group, DarkSide, and that was after they hacked the pipeline. So, so many people are saying the FBI was able to access the private key or password for one of the hackers' Bitcoin's wallet, and so many people say that Bitcoin isn't trackable. Oh, believe you me, it very much is trackable. And, they say that it's mostly used by terrorism, terrorists and things like that. But in my opinion, it's way more traceable than cash. And I think that was all part of the plan, was to get rid of cash in the grand scheme of things. So Kevin O'Leary explains why Bitcoin will beat stocks now. So after changing his tune, saying that, it was basically, had a huge flaw. Now speaking out to Yahoo Finance at the Bitcoin 2021 conference in Miami over the weekend, O'Leary said that Bitcoin's biggest problem has become its biggest opportunity, predicting that a shift among Bitcoin miners to a more sustainable form of energy could propel Bitcoin to outperform stocks. So I found that interesting. Also, Hexacorp commits to ESG leadership and starts by offsetting 100% of carbon emissions in plastic packaging. You can check that full article out on your own time, but Hexo also offsetting emissions for its 1,200 employees. So again, just continues to lead the charge and innovation, and just really impressed with what the company has been doing as of late. So speaking of the crypto space, we were back in 15-minute uptrends for the most part across the board on all of our major cryptos, and Bitcoin had support at 33,333 on Coinbase that we lost, and we hit a low today of 31,1386. So we held that key support there at 30,000, which is going to be the most important support level going forward. But we do have a lack of resistance now up until 39,489. And we'll see if this is one last final shakeout before we break out and see a continuation of this bull market. I don't think it's over yet. And if we zoom out to the monthly time frame, we knew to be looking for monthly consolidation. It had to happen at some point. We had gone months and months and months without any consolidation, and as soon as we lost the low of the previous monthly candle, that was the go signal or the exit signal if you were bullish in bullish positions. And if you just entered on that signal alone, would have saved you about 35% of downside. So we are holding EMA 12 here on this pullback. So going to be really interesting to see if we can hold this candle above 30,000, and then we would have held EMA 12, and we could just be setting a monthly higher low, and a continuation of this bull cycle going to be really interesting. So taking a look at SPY before we jump into the EH chart, some individual tickers. So SPY had an all-time high today and then pulled back into daily consolidation. So a little bit of a red flag, but we did have a lower wick, which shows that bulls were buying the dip after holding the 10-day moving average Didn't quite test the EMA 12 either, so we do have daily support down at 416.28 beyond that, and EMA 26 there at 417.26 as well. So could be setting up for daily inside bar tomorrow. If we break it bearish, then we're going to be looking for a higher low compared to 416.28. And if we break it bullish, then it'll be blue sky breakout once again. So congrats to the bulls who sold at the open today, because that was the play. Taking a look at the dollar, so the dollar, a little bit of a red flag here as well, as we change the daily trend without much follow through into daily consolidation. So we had the low, high, higher low, and higher high, and this isn't what we want to see as bulls, right? We want to see the dollar weak. So if we lose 89.66, the dollar is going to lose its daily uptrend, and that's going to be important if you're looking bullish in assets. The tech sector, so it was strong this morning. We had the financial sector weak, and then QQQ flipped bearish and financial sector flipped bullish, and IWM was extremely bullish today as well, so held the market higher and offset that QQQ and tech weakness. SMH tested EMA 12 today, so again standing out a little bit weaker than QQQ. QQQ didn't even start daily consolidation today. So SMH semiconductors has been weak, not surprising with the shortage in chips and things like that. So we'll continue to monitor that correlation, see if that switches. Oil broke out again today and closing near the high with about an hour and 37 minutes left. But we did go into daily consolidation and just a daily bull flag. Bulls continue heading to over $70 now. Not quite daily overbought. So we could be pushing for more. So silver remains a bit weaker than gold, trying to hold EMA 26. Gold trying to hold EMA 12 here and continue the daily bounce. Like I said, gold standing out as stronger of the two. Biotech, so daily bounce continues today after that strong day yesterday. And EMA 12 and 26 bull cross yet to happen as well. So lack of resistance up to 140.88. Energy sector, so daily consolidation, but also looks like a potential daily bull flag at this point as well. Just draw that out. Yep, so daily bull flag on the energy sector ETF. And again, not surprising with the strength in oil as of late. So XLF, daily consolidation, but closed above EMA 12. Like I said, offset that QQQ weakness. Healthcare sector still weak, daily consolidation today, but we are potentially changing the daily trend. So we're going to have a trend change attempt here. The lower wick on the day today, it's a possibility that we see it tomorrow or into the end of the week here, but higher low compared to 120.61 and a break of 123.61 would give us that uptrend confirmed. But we are in a daily downtrend here with a lower high and lower low. This could be a potential lower high. Certainly looked like it today. And now we're setting up for a potential daily trend change attempt. So going to be interesting here to see how the healthcare sector can shake this out, but bearish until proven otherwise. So moving on to the EH chart. So we closed right at the high today at 40.41. We're sitting at 40.20 after hours, down a little over 0.5%. But we had this daily trend change back here. So if we had the low at 19.75, high at 25.18, higher low established here at 20.85, held 20 psychological. And then as soon as we broke 25.18, that was the go signal and the daily uptrend confirmed. So even if you just entered on that daily uptrend confirming at 25.18, you would have been able to see upwards of 60% of upside. And then even here, you could have entered at 25.18, set your stop under the low here at 20.85, right? So you could have set a stop, you could have risked about 15% to make upwards of 60%. So those are some good risk to reward ratios. But again, daily bull flag confirmed as well 3 days ago. So we had this nice run up. We had a higher low here at $27. We actually had a double bottom here at 27, which held, so extremely strong, holding the 0.32 fib daily bull flag confirming and hit that target today. We do have resistance. We did have resistance at 39.60. We got as high as 40.50 today and closed above that 39.60 resistance level, which is bullish in my opinion. We have a lack of resistance on the daily until 54.75 and 50 psychological, but on the weekly time frame we could see an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross as well. And just taking a look at the monthly, held EMA 12 on that pullback. So that was another signal here. You can see we had that lower wick, but we closed above it. But we do have some other resistances to be watching. The stochastic is blasting off extremely bullish. MACD looking to see a bull cross here into the end of the week. So we'll want to see that here before the end of Friday. And we do have the 100-day moving average at 44.34. So that could be a potential resistance level to be watching out for. We also have the 20 weekly moving average at 43.03 and the weekly VWAP at 50.20. So if it were me, if I were in a position and I was bullish and I was in profit, I'd be looking to potentially take some money off the table here, at least trim and lock in some profit. We did close over 39.60, so I could see us, we closed at the high of the day, increasing bull volume. Didn't match that of Friday's, but increasing nonetheless. We are overbought here on the daily time frame, but closed near the high today. And if we see a gap up, I would extremely believe that that's going to be an extreme gap up sell the news scenario. So gap ups are usually for selling. And if we see a gap up tomorrow, if I were holding a position overnight and in bull position in profit, I would certainly be looking to unload as we'd be getting close to that $45, $50 level resistance. I think 50 psychological from here is going to be extremely hard to get over. So if you're wondering when we're going to potentially top out here and set a temporary top, watch the $44 area, $43 area, sorry, and the $50 area. Maybe even want to start taking profits in bunches. So you could look to take profit around 42, 45, and 47, 50. Just kind of unload into strength. And we had that daily inside bar that broke bullish as well. So even if you just played a daily inside bar bull break from today and get that daily bull flag continuation, you would have saw an upside of about 15%. But again, once we top out, likely going to be, like I said, in my opinion, around the $43 to $50 area. Once we top out, we're going to be watching for a volume climax. We're going to be watching for an upper wick, a potential blow off top. But we do have support down here at $27, and then after that, a lack of support down to the $20 area. So if we do make it up to $43, say tomorrow, just on the low end, we could pull back from there. We could pull back about 36, between 35 and 40%, and still just be looking for a daily higher low. So it's definitely time to be cautious, and definitely wouldn't be entering any bullish positions up at this point. But going to be interesting to see when this thing tops out. But a lot of hype right now in this name, and this is likely where the future's heading, right? This type of aerial transportation. But a lot of concerns also come with it, being a Chinese company. Are there going to be sanctions? Are there going to be spy concerns? Is there going to be safety concerns? All things that it's still very preliminary and early stages. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all develops. But like I said, weekly chart looking extremely bullish. We're over the weekly moving average, and we came back down and tested the 50-day moving average and the 200-day moving average. We're back above it. And then, like I said, 44.34 between the $43 and $50 area, I think is an excellent time to start taking some profit if I were looking to do so. And also going to be watching the hourly uptrend. As soon as we lose the hourly uptrend, that's going to mark the top. And you can see here we're riding the EMA 12 as well. After being in an hourly downtrend, we're holding EMA 12 on the hourly chart, so that one's going to be extremely important there as well, sitting at 37.50. But last hourly higher low established here at 33.20. That's the most nearby hourly higher low support. So if we lose that level, then we lose the hourly uptrend, and at that point our daily top is likely in, but we need to lose the low of the previous daily candle as well. So at the moment, I'm expecting a potential gap up given the action today, but it's entirely possible that we see a daily inside bar giving the size of the range today. And we'll also be monitoring the S&P 500 and the broader market. If we see weakness in the broader market, then that's going to obviously hurt the EH bulls. So in the bull and bear list, we had MVMD, EH, and SPCE. So MVMD, I know our group has been loading up on this one. Look at the volume there today, massive volume, ended up closing over both of the EMAs again. and we could even start to see a bull cross of those EMAs. And from that low at 30, we had support at 37, and from that low at 35, we were daily oversold, first time daily oversold after a massive move, and generally can provide a good entry. We know we had support at 37. How much lower are we really going to go from there? And as soon as we got over EMA 12 and closed above it, that was a go signal. You can see here we struggled to do so. Here we just barely got above it, but ended up closing the day in the red and failed to really get any follow through on that daily trend change attempt. Now the bull's got a ton of room for a daily high or low. But just from the low there at 35 cents, we went up 126%. So that's why I've been covering this name. I did a video on this yesterday. I've been covering this name for a while. I said, if you're looking for a bullish entry, I know a couple people in our group actually filled that got a position at 36 cents, like 36 on the ask when it was at 35. So congrats to the ones in our group who, and those on YouTube who are in bullish positions. That's been a massive move. And we knew that we had no daily resistance all the way up until about 79 cents, which is a 150% move. So higher risk, higher reward, but paying off in a big way and still swinging my position. I mentioned to people in our members in our group today, I said, watch the hourly chart. It's a potential hourly bull flag. And you can see here, we had no hourly consolidation. I said, it's time to be cautious. Yesterday in the video, I said, watch 60 cents. If we break 60 cents, watch 80 cents. So if we broke 60 cents and then we came up to hit a high of the day, it played out perfectly at 79 cents. And then we had an hourly inside bar. I sold at 76 cents, just below resistance. And then I saw these inside bars, double hourly inside bars. I said, if we break bearish, likely heading down to 64. If we hold 64, it's a potential for an hourly bull flag. And I was able to sell at 76 and reload at 65. And swinging that position overnight tonight. We do have decreasing bull volume here as well, which is a good sign. And I like that volume on the daily. So on the bear list, we had BLU, Coin, and MU. And some of our EV names today, so growth stocks getting a bit more attention, but Tesla broke out today and then ended up rejecting at EMA 26. We got above it and then got a hard rejection, but a little bit of a lower wick there. And now we're going to attempt a higher low. And if we break 635.59, we'll confirm a daily uptrend, but we'll be watching growth stocks as we've been starting to see a little bit of a migration back to them. And speaking of which, MJ here, so we'll take a look at the MJ space. Hexo holding EMA 12 here on the daily, so that is good. We have earnings coming up on Monday, so again, going to share my plan with everybody a little bit later on in the week. As the more time and days go by, we'll have a lot more data to go off of, and that's really going to change my game plan going into the end of the week. So again, just to recap, if we end up breaking 755 and confirming a weekly uptrend and seeing massive follow through and a run into the end of the week, well, then I'm going to be a little bit less apt to swing a huge amount. I'll probably take some profit. But if we change the weekly trend and we close, just above $8 or, somewhere around $8, then I'll probably swing a bigger position. But if we have a bit of a red flag and we fail to break the weekly trend and we close around, 750 or 740, then I'll be a little bit skeptical and likely swing a little bit less as well. So again, I'll share everybody my plan with everyone once I come to a concrete, because like I said, things are going to change, right? So we just need to go with the flow and continue to monitor it, take it day by day, and make a decision. I'll probably put another video out on Thursday or Friday with that game plan. So on the bear list today, we had Love, CanTrust, and RIV. On the bull list, we had Tilray, PCLO, and Phyto Extractions. This is a new one that we've been watching in our group as well. They just recently had a name change. Not a whole lot of volume on this ticker, but I have tried some of their products before, based out of BC, I believe. So kind of keep an eye on that one. Tilray breaking out on the daily today. We're at 2084 here after hours, up 3% after hours. So daily bounce is underway on Tilray. And we have resistance here at 2214, support at 1842. If we get over 2214, we've really got a lack of resistance until 31, 34 on the daily time frame. I just want to check in on CGC real quickly here as well. So down slightly after hours. Hexo down 1 penny. SNDL up a penny, so nearly 1%. So seeing a little bit of a mixed bag here after hours. And MSOS broke out here on the daily today, but then ended up closing to the low of the day into daily consolidation. So that's a little bit of a red flag as well. But holding the EMAs here on the daily, we may have closed up below it today. EMA 26, 41.09, EMA 12, 41.03. Yeah, so we closed just below it. And trying to see which way this weekly inside bar breaks. So just keep it simple. Watch that weekly inside bar. We're topping out at EMA 12 here. And we could be setting up for a weekly trend change here as well. 37.56, the high at 44.14, low at 38.26. So if we break 44.14 from here, we're in a weekly uptrend. And holding EMA 26 on the weekly. So all about that weekly inside bar and the weekly trend change, in my opinion. So on the bull and bear list on the US side, we had BAM, FLGC, and TAT. Also CXXI. And on the bull list, we had BioHarvest, Ian, and VREO. I do want to bring up the BAM chart. So a lot of people in our group asking about entering a position on BAM. And I think that now is a very good time to be considering it, because if we take a look at this uptrend here, we've been holding this weekly and daily uptrend support line. And it's been going all the way back here to 22 cents, which is the low of March. And just got to remind everybody that, you know, we were just at $1.14 not that long ago. So we're down over 65% at this point. So how much more downside are we really going to see? I mean, we had the lows before that around 33 cents and then the low of 22 cents in March of 2020 when the whole market crashed. But holding this uptrend line, and keep in mind, we're in a monthly uptrend with a low, high, higher low here at 27.5 and a higher high. So 27.5 is our key support on the monthly. And we're just looking for a monthly higher low compared to 27.5 cents, right? So we're still in a monthly uptrend. We're holding this uptrend line so far. Again, we still got a lot of time left in this month, but look at that monthly declining volume as well. So that's what we want to see, declining bear volume on monthly consolidation and a monthly uptrend. I think now is as good a time as any to be scouting a position. But again, not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. But if it were me, I would certainly be scaling in as I have been. And keep in mind that we did have support here at 40.5 cents. So we got as low as 38 cents. So it's entirely possible that we went and on daily oversold conditions, we potentially stopped some people out. And this could be a little bit of a fake out before the breakout. I do think that with the possibility of US legalization and just, you know, the amount of sales and positivity in so many different catalysts that could come at any time, so much M&A activity, what happens when these companies are able to uplist to different major US exchanges. Like there's so many different catalysts that are coming down the line. We get potential federal legalization. There's going to be a lot to look forward to, tons of M&A happening. And as we know, CEO of BAM, Michael Mills, confirmed that phones are ringing off the hook and tons of people are communicating with other MJ companies and all talking about doing the deal, so to speak. So we'll keep an eye out for other M&A activity. MNMD had a good day today. Daily inside bar, not surprising after the day it had yesterday, but we did close over resistance yesterday at the high of the day. And then we ended up ultimately rejecting and then seeing a daily inside bar. So set up for another potential daily inside bar tomorrow. So we'll look to see which way that breaks. Thanks again for joining us on The Pursuit of Wealth for a daily market recap and an MJ sector review. And make sure to smash the like and subscribe to the channel on the way out. Gonna head out to my dentist appointment and we shall see you guys after market close tomorrow. Take care, everyone.